Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm excited you're here, and I can't wait to tell you about the LUT7 Field Monitor by FeelWorld that I just picked up. And I realize the contradiction here. This is a field monitor, and my channel is Home Studio Pro, so where are you supposed to be using this? Well, the answer is, yeah, it was probably designed for remote applications, but for the price point, for the value, for the quality, for the features, it would serve you quite well in a home studio situation. Let me give you a little bit of a closer, detailed view here. Again, good features, good quality, good resolution. You're seeing the vector scope and histogram on there, all of the monitoring options it comes with, which I think are tremendous. All the scopes you could ever ask for are on the screen. And in reality, that was the biggest reason I bought this. I wanted here in the home studio to be able to monitor my levels, but also when I did remote jobs, I wanted to make sure that lighting and colors were exactly as I hoped they would be. You can't really trust that small camera screen anymore. Like if you're taking your production seriously, you'd much rather look at it on a monitor like this of high quality and detail, but also one with the scopes that can confirm exactly what you're seeing. In terms of the main features, this is a 7-inch monitor, as advertised, 2200 nits, which means this: it doesn't come with a sunshade. You know why? Because you won't need one. You could use this out in the daylight, again, out in the field. I know this is a home studio situation here. Obviously, it's not a problem in an indoor environment, but outdoors, you can take this out. You don't need to block it from the sun. It has plenty of brightness. Those 2200 nits can directly compete with the sunlight. Yeah, you turned it up to full blast on the brightness, and there's no problem seeing detail and resolution outdoors. It kind of reminds me of a phone, right? You don't really have a problem in most situations, even on the brightest of days, seeing what's on the screen of your phone. It is that bright. This monitor is also that bright. It does do 4K in and out, obviously also 1080p depending on what you're plugging in. But it's important that this monitor can be used in a loop-through situation so that you're not plugging it in and your source is a dead end. If you need your HDMI video to go somewhere else, you put the signal in. You also get an output. It can continue on its signal path. In fact, that's exactly what I'm doing here in the home studio. I have right now a monitor that is right below the camera. In fact, I'm looking at it right now. And the signal goes through the camera or out of the camera, through the monitor, and then into my switching and recording device over here, the ATEM Mini Pro by Blackmagic Design. So it can be part of a video signal chain. You don't have to feed it and know that that's the end of your signal. It makes it a far less complicated situation by having not only the input, but the output of the monitor too. It can be powered by either battery, which is nice, or AC power. You can plug it into the wall, but I do have a detail and a drawback on that in just a second. Just know that you can use it without a battery, without a plug source if need be. You can run on battery or plugged into the wall. Full scopes, everything from color to levels, like the histogram on there. It's very telling in what you're capturing, what your camera is seeing, the results that you're recording or you're live streaming. So critical to have these scopes. Now, I have to tell you, if you wanted a device that just gave you the waveform and the RGB colors and all that stuff, you would be spending maybe even twice the amount of this monitor just to get that. So to get the monitor and to get the fully functional scopes, that's where I think the value of this monitor comes in. It's got a cold shoe mount on the bottom of that frame, so you can put this right on top of your DSLR camera, your mirrorless camera. And that's a great way to use it. If you don't have any other way to mount it or its own separate tripod, it can go right on top of your camera. It can front face, it can rear face, it can face to the side. You can position this any way you want, but obviously provides a lot of flexibility. It's also got a pretty easily navigated menu system, including a touchscreen. So the touchscreen is part of it, as well as a dial on the top and 3 quick menu function buttons also on the top. Okay, from features to maybe my favorite parts. These are the reasons that I can recommend the LUT7 here. It's got great resolution. And I guess that didn't even get discussed at the very beginning. Like we're talking about different, features and this and that. I mean, it is a sharp monitor. If you're going for focus and making sure that something is, razor sharp, your focus is, that you really nailed it and tack sharp, yeah, then this monitor is going to be able to help you clarify that. It's going to help you get that perfect focus on a subject. It also comes with a headphone jack, which is critical too because some cameras don't even have that. So all of a sudden you can go HDMI out of your camera into the monitor and then headphones out of the monitor so you can monitor it. You can listen to it. Also great for live streaming. Again, this would be a monitor that, yeah, I use here in the home studio, but if I'm going on a remote shoot and I want to bring a small monitor, I don't want to lug around a 34-inch computer monitor, this is a great option for that. It's viewable from all angles, which is tremendous because, some screens you'd really have to be, 45 degrees either way of center, and that's about it. But you can view this from all angles. It's got those 3 buttons on top, which are all custom. So you can use one for the scopes. You can use one for, peaking levels and focus levels and brightness levels. You can use one just to mute it. So it is great to have those. And again, the vector scope, the histogram, the markers on there, it's got all of the overlays that you would absolutely request from a professional monitor. Okay, drawbacks, and there are a couple here I do want to mention. The plastic build. Now, this is not a cheap build by any means. It feels robust. I have no problem bringing this around and traveling with it safely, but it is a plastic build. This does not come with the all-metal housing or body, and I would be fairly concerned if it dropped from, a holding height up here. But I would be with any monitor. Just know that it's lightweight, which is nice, but it's also made of durable plastics. There's also this weird gap in the HDMI plugs, and I don't know if they made it this way specifically for compatibility, but when you plug in those HDMIs to the very bottom, and by the way, I do wish they were on the sides, maybe the bottom doesn't seem like the right place. Maybe the back would have been a better choice. But the HDMI plug has a bit of a gap between the actual plug and the monitor's housing unit itself, which I can't figure out. It doesn't pose a problem. I'm just here to say that it's abnormal, and I've not really seen that often, and I'm not sure that I like it. And then last but not least, this is kind of important, it does not come, the LUT7 does not come with an AC adapter. Now, I knew that when I bought it, so I bought a separate one. It's easily accessible, but it doesn't come with a battery, and it doesn't come with an AC plug either. Why would that be? It's only another $10, $15, I think, at the most. But it's something that you should know it doesn't come with. It should, but it doesn't. I think it came with an HDMI cable, but no AC adapter. So look, the LUT7 field monitor, great for field use, great for home studio use. I highly recommend it for a multitude of reasons. If you really want to step up what you're doing to the next level, go with the LUT7. FeelWorld has a variety of different choices. I went with this one. It has served me well, and I can recommend it. Thumbs up on this video if it provided you some value. Also consider subscribing to this channel. I know you like this content. I've got lots more coming your way in the near future.